So I know there's been a lot of talk recently about who's going to win the Most Valuable Player award.
You know, I'm going to do my thing regardless.
And look, that's important, and it's historically significant, and it's probably the most important vote that's going on for most fans. But in the NBA, there's a whole different vote that actually has much bigger consequences, both for players and for a couple of teams. And that is the All-NBA vote, because there are two players that have a huge bonus attached to it, and it could very much affect their careers in the short and medium term. Those players are Ja Morant from the Memphis Grizzlies and Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics. Now, Ja Morant was absolutely in line to get All-NBA just a few weeks ago. And if he gets All-NBA this season, because of the way his contract is structured, he gets a $39 million bonus. And here's the thing, it's one and done. He makes one of the 3 All-NBA teams this year, he gets the bonus. He doesn't make one of the teams, he doesn't get the bonus. In the wake of his 8-game suspension in the NBA, and with how tight the voting is at the guard spots, it is now a serious question of whether he's going to get that or not. And that very much affects how the Grizzlies make decisions going forward, because paying him that extra money could affect how much they pay Desmond Bane, for example, who's up for a contract extension this summer, or how much they pay some of the other players on their roster down the line. This is a really important situation, and the recent suspension definitely could impact how the voters vote on him. And then you've got Jaylen Brown. He's in a bit of a different situation. He has 1 year left on his contract. If he makes one of the All-NBA teams, he becomes what is known as Supermax eligible. If that happens, he is very, very highly incentivized to re-sign with the Boston Celtics this summer, because it would potentially mean $10 million more per year than he could get on another contract over the course of 4 or 5 years. We're talking 40, potentially $50 million more money.
Here we go, it's starting to be nice, here we go.
If he doesn't get All-NBA, and he has got a borderline case, he plays some at forward, he plays some at guard, it's more competition at guard, there's maybe less competition at forward, he's played really well, but his numbers aren't comparable to some of the other candidates. If he makes it, he's probably going to be locked into being a Celtic. But if he doesn't make it, he becomes much, much less incentivized to sign an extension with the Celtics this summer. In fact, I would argue there's almost no circumstance where he would extend with the Celtics this summer, and that would mean he would head for unrestricted free agency in 2024, and that would put pressure on the Celtics. If they were worried about him not wanting to stay, they would have to seriously consider trading him. So, All-NBA, which is voted on by the media, and that is somewhat controversial, I agree, but it is what the rules are now, and how those votes come out will be extremely important. And here's the thing, it's usually the last vote that is put out. All the other awards come out first, and they announce All-NBA usually right about when the finals start. It's not something that's thought about for very long. It's not something that people argue about for years into the future. But for Ja Morant and Jaylen Brown, it is vitally important. And that is the vote that the voters are going to have to be spending a lot of time scrutinizing as we get towards the final days of the season.